There's no such thing as defense in this youth hockey game. Oh, and there's a breakaway again, and they score. Nope, that's it. I guess we're done with the horn, huh? All right. I guess now let's start to recap what is the second period of play as the River Dragons find themselves down 2-0. A goal at the 8:32 mark of the second period scored by Tobias Ojic. Ojic found the puck in a bunch of mayhem in the slot after a shot that was initially from Johnny McDonald from our memory. However, Kodiak Whiteduck and Dustin Gisso pick up the assists on the Ojic goal. It pinballed around that many bodies in the slot. There was a whole mass of humanity in front of Cosentino. And while he was searching and looking for the puck, Ojic just sort of threw his stick on the backhand at it and was able to put it in along the ice towards the back of the net. And it was 2-0 hat-tricks at that point. It has remained that way for the remainder of the period. The River Dragons killed off a Levi Armstrong slashing penalty. So while they are 2 for 2 on the Houston Clinic penalty kill, they are 0 for 4 on the Georgia Power power play. Had 3 power play opportunities, including that 1 minute and 30 to start the second period. I guess a horn also to end the game as well. So with all of that in mind, River Dragons 0 for 4 on the Georgia Power power play, and it has created issues that they just cannot solve. Peter DeSalvo, even with an extra man. Got to find the back of the net somehow to take something out of this game, though. Let's take a break. When we come back, we take a look around the league, brought to you by Zelmos on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
At the Country Inn and Suites by Radisson, you'll enjoy comfortable accommodations close to Columbus State University, Fort Benning, and of course, the River Dragons games. Conveniently located at 1720 Fountain Court in Columbus, you'll be minutes away from all your favorite Columbus destinations. Free high-speed Wi-Fi and hot breakfast always available too. So whether you're staying for business or for pleasure, make your next stay in Columbus a comfortable one at the official hotel partner of the River Dragons, Country Inn and Suites by Radisson.
Let Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, take care of all your document shredding needs. We can design a custom shredding program for your business today. No need to purchase equipment, no maintenance expenses, no need to prepare records for destruction, increase employee productivity, increase security, no worry. Was it really destroyed? Right now, all new customers can receive 10% off. Shredaway, a division of the Overby Company, locally owned and operated in downtown Columbus. That's Shredaway, 706-577-9668.
Stay up to date with everything Columbus River Dragons by following the team on social media. Stay in the know with all the team news on Facebook and Instagram. Get live in-game updates via Twitter, and of course, catch every game on the YouTube page. Following is easy. Search at @C_River Dragons on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. It's never been easier to stay in the loop with your favorite hockey team, so what's stopping you? Drop us a fun comment or send us a message, and we may just feature you on the feeds. That's @C_River Dragons on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
We are back here at the Danbury Ice Arena on the McDonald's second intermission report. Big shout out to the Peasold family, Chattahoochee Valley area McDonald's, as they present you a 4 for $48 deal to select River Dragons hockey games this season. The next time you'll be able to use the deal, March 5th against the Danbury Hat-Tricks. That's 2 Saturdays from now. 4 tickets, 4 souvenir hats, and 4 coupons. Good for a combo meal at any of our local Chattahoochee Valley area McDonald's. That's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. $125 value, all for just $48 plus tax. Call the River Dragons office, 706-507-4625 to redeem the deal, or visit the deal online and fill out a form for yourself. That's rdragons.com/MCD deal. That's rdragons.com/MCD-deal. With that, it's time to take a look around the FPHL, brought to you by Zelmos Zip-In. Zelmos, fueling life's passions. We've got a final at the McMorran Arena, and the Thunderbirds have taken 3 points to even up the weekend series. 2-1. They stayed in front of the Port Huron Prowlers. Heck of a day for both netminders as Brendan Rossi gets the win with 27 saves on 26 saves on 27 Port Huron shots. Richard Shipman took the loss, 27 saves on 29 Carolina shots. Very even game. Jarrett Meyer, he picks up first star with the Cars in their building. Elsewhere in the league, Binghamton is hosting the Delaware Thunder. They're about 5 minutes into the third period, and the Black Bears have a 6-2 lead over the Thunder. Last we left this, Binghamton was up 2-0 on a pair of Tyler Jurich goals. Cameron Yarwood tallied on the power play to make it 3-0. Then Alex Susi and Nikita Andrusenko were able to score about a minute and 45 seconds apart from each other, make it 3-2 halfway through the game. Another power play goal for Binghamton, this time scored by Josh Newberg. And then the last two in the game have come from Gavin Yates to make it 6-2 Binghamton with 15 minutes and some change left to go in the third. If that scoreline remains, Delaware drops all 3 points, and Danbury takes any kind of win as they are up 2-0 here over Columbus. They are at home, the Hat-Tricks are. Danbury should have an X by their name. We'd have to do some math because the percentages get a little bit fine as you realize the Hat-Tricks have so many more games than the Thunder in terms of their season because the FPHL operates on points percentage. 59 games, I believe the Hat-Tricks are playing, 54 for the Thunder. When you work out the percentages and the minimums and maximums, the magic number was right around 5 that the Hat-Tricks would have had to clinch a spot in the Commissioner's Cup playoffs based on their result and Delaware's result. So we'll keep our eyes on that if and when that Thunder game goes final like that. That's Around the FPHL, brought to you by Zelmo Zippin. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions. Taking a little peek over at the SPHL on the Southern Hockey scoreboard. We have got 10 of the 11 teams in action. It's a final in Macon. Birmingham comes away 5-3 winners over the Mayhem. Pensacola and Roanoke, they are tied at 3 apiece with about 14 minutes left to go in the third there. 5 minutes left to go in the second. Knoxville 2, Fayetteville 1. 15 minutes to go in the second. Evansville up 1-0 over Quad City. And 7 minutes to go in the first. Peoria up 2-0 over Vermilion County. Why don't we dive into that Pensacola-Roanoke game once again like we did last night. See what we can see in terms of former River Dragons involved in the game. Mac Jansen and C.J. Stubbs helped out Jesse Anderson on Roanoke's first goal of the game, but that made it 2-1 at the time. Brant Sherwood scored a goal that gave Roanoke the lead at 3-2, also assisted by Mac Jansen. But since then, Pensacola has evened the game up, and all of their scoring has not occurred with any former River Dragons. So just the Rail Yard Dogs representing for the former River Dragons in that particular game. 2-0 Hat-Tricks are in front here. That was your Southern Hockey scoreboard. Let's take another break. When we come back, we look ahead to the Houston Clinic third period after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
At Texas Roadhouse, we're famous for our hand-cut steaks, fall-off-the-bone ribs, made-from-scratch sides, ice-cold beer, and our irresistible fresh-baked bread. We take great care at everything we prepare, serve with big smiles at a great value. Visit us at 2970 North Lake Parkway in Columbus or call ahead seating at 706-323-6616. Curbside takeout available too. We're proud to be your hometown favorite and always focused on providing legendary food and legendary service. Texas Roadhouse.
The Chattahooch's favorite place for spirits in the valley is John Emerald Distilling Company in Opelika. Conveniently located in beautiful downtown Opelika, they're open Monday through Saturday for tours, tasting, and bottle sales. Not in Opelika? No problem. From Birmingham to Columbus, there's plenty of places where John Emerald originals are sold. Check out some of their favorite recipes at johnemeralddistilling.com and
Your life should be easier, that life should be fun, and that the best is yet to come. With us, you have a provider who pours everything into bringing progress home. And it's not just some big name in a faraway glass tower. That provider is here. That provider is Beam. With local service and faster internet, the only place you're going is forward. And we're taking you there. Progress, your Beam, your way.
It's River Dragon season, and it's time to get out to a game. Visit Ticketmaster or the Civic Center box office to purchase tickets to the next game or any game left this season. Visit rdragons.com to check the schedule and stay up to date with everything River Dragons hockey. The defending Ignite Cup champions are looking to keep their winning ways, and you can be part of the best atmosphere in the FPHL to help make it happen. Purchase tickets online on Ticketmaster or skip the fees and visit the Columbus Civic Center box office during normal business hours. Get up and get loud, Columbus. The River Dragons are ready to roar.
We are back here at the Danbury Ice Arena with the Hat-Tricks leading your Columbus River Dragons by a score of 2-0. I'm Zach DeBozart, happy to have you along here during the McDonald's second intermission report. Been fighting through some technical difficulties, and we apologize for those of you, whether you're listening on the radio network or following along on WTVM News Leader 9. Has been a battle, not only on the ice, but I guess off the ice as well. But with 20 minutes left to go in this game, it's really just time to reset and refocus if you are the River Dragons. You've been having a difficult time finding the back of the net on Peter DeSalvo, and the Danbury defense in front of him have been very aggressive, staying on the River Dragons when they're trying to pressure into the zone, not give them any sort of time and space. And what's interesting is the River Dragons, when they do find some space, are still looking for that perfect shot. They're not necessarily fazed by it in that they are desperate and realize, oh, I'm not going to have the amount of time and I'm just going to fire the puck. They're still looking for that pass or maybe that perfect shot to find the back of the net. But at a certain point, you maybe just got to go with hockey instinct and go, you see the puck, you fire it. Sure, there's nothing worse than seeing back on film that you let one go and you had a much more time to set up the proper shot or look for a pass. But honestly, the way things have been going the last 5 periods of play against the Hat-Tricks, it's clear to see that the Danbury defense are very aggressive. They like to be sticky onto the forwards when they come into the zone and when they set up. Heck, even the power play, you could see the River Dragons passing it around. They seem to have free will to set up with who they want, but shooting lanes and passing lanes get clogged up quickly. So you got to give a lot of credit to the Danbury Blue Liners as well as Peter DeSalvo for playing as well of a weekend as they have so far. How do you solve this? Well, that's up to the guys in the room, Jerome Bichard and the rest of the coaching staff. They're going to find a way to get themselves some more open looks at net. They've had 25 chances at Peter DeSalvo. He has stopped them all so far and allowed Danbury to be in front 2-0. Breaking apart from the deja vu on Friday that we were worried about suffering, though, the River Dragons did not give up 2 goals in the latter stages of that period, so they sit at a much more manageable 2-0 deficit. If you see a third period similar to what we saw last night with the hat-trick continuing to rack up penalties, and if Columbus gets close to that 10 power play number that they had last night, they're already 0 for 4 tonight. 2-0 feels like a lot easier hill to climb than 4-0. Well, let's be honest, it feels about half as easy. With that, we are going to close out tonight's McDonald's second intermission report. When we come back, we'll be back on the ice and ready to go for the Houston Clinic third period on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
In 1999, Watley Convenience Stores opened its first Zelmo's Zip-In. Our first store was in Leesburg, Georgia, and followed quickly by our second store in the Columbus, Phoenix City area in 2000. Since then, the brand has grown to include 11 stores in the Chattahoochee Valley and Southwest Georgia. Zelmo's is an anchor in the communities it operates in. Our managers, employees, and vendors are all an integral part of the neighborhoods and communities we serve. We are proud to call these areas home and plan to continue growing with and serving the communities of West Georgia and East Alabama. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions.
Looking to update that hockey game day wardrobe? The best place to do that is to visit the online home for all River Dragons licensed apparel, rdragonsmerch.com. With new designs coming out all the time and special promotional and sale offers always live, there's always a reason to check back to the site and score some new gear. Plus, lots of fun souvenirs and other knickknacks that make great gifts for all sorts of occasions. So get there to rdragonsmerch.com, the official store for all team licensed apparel. That's rdragonsmerch.com.
Social distancing slows the spread of coronavirus, so if you have a fever, dry cough, and shortness of breath, call your healthcare provider before going in. More info at coronavirus.gov. Let's all do our part, because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Back here at the Danbury Ice Arena, Columbus River Dragons are back out onto the ice. They're dressed in white tonight. White road jerseys, sash Columbus across the chest, white helmets, black shoulders, black pants, and numbers with red, white, and teal trim all throughout the jersey. They go right to left across your radio dial and television screens. The Hat-Tricks are welcomed out onto the ice surface by their public address announcer. And the Hat-Tricks, they're dressed in the throwback unis, the Trasher replicas, black jerseys with the Hat-Trick logo on the front, blue and white stripes on the sleeves and at the hips with white paneling throughout the rest of the jersey and white numbers. They go left to right across your radio dial. Peter DeSalvo, he has been incredible. He has stopped 25 of 25 River Dragons shots. We have players returning to the penalty box. It'll be Gisso and it'll be Armstrong. However, that was for a fight at the end of the second period. Gisso has 2 minutes left, 2 minutes less than Armstrong to serve when it comes to their 5-minute fighting majors, as Armstrong had a slashing minor tacked on with his that resulted in a Danbury power play that Columbus was able to kill off. And we sit 2-0 entering in the third because of that. And we will be 5-on-5 when we eventually drop this puck down to the ice surface. Johnny Ruiz gets ready to take this draw here against Kirk Underwood. Referee with the puck in hand. And it is down. We are underway. Underwood wins the opening draw of the third period. Carter from the red line will backhand flip this one in. Behind the net, DeSalvo rims it around. Atwell able to get it out with a little help from Mealy. Down the ice it goes. A rolling puck. Does not have the legs for icing. They say Vanelli could have touched it. Vanelli moving it up the near side circle. Nearly pickpocketed there by Mealy. Levesque looked for that puck. It was behind him. Nothing he could do with it there. Underwood plays it into the zone. DeSalvo slows it up behind his own net. That one goes out of play, but it hit the glass before it hit the netting. And we get a whistle and an offensive zone draw for Columbus. I think DeSalvo, he's had a great night, but the one mistake you would say he has had today when you really look at his film is he put his team on the penalty kill by playing the puck directly out of play and nearly there repeated that error, just saved by the very top of the high glass over in that far corner. Columbus wins the ensuing offensive zone draw. Ozelinch has it at the left point. Doe, a great deflection, trying to steer that towards net, but he just forced it wide across the crease. Ojic headmanning this rush. He needs to wait for some support. He tries to drive in against Ozelinch. Ozelinch pokes him wide. Ojic goes off the side of the net, held in at the right point by Gallagher. Down into the corner. Anderson trying to move that to a dangerous area. Plays off a Columbus body. Petrantonio flips it down ice, end over end, and DeSalvo will slow it up at the bottom of the circles. River Dragons are changing behind this. Just over a minute gone here in the Houston Clinic third period, and it's 2-0 in favor of Danbury. White gives it over to Grade. Grade fakes the pass up the boards, tries to go through the middle, nearly hit Anderson on a deflection if he could have rushed towards goal. He's now tied up with Lazaro. Over to Riley. Rimmed around the boards, right point. Grade could not hold that one in along the blue, and offsides is the call as he shot it back in, looking for a tip at Justin Schmitz. So we'll get an offsides face-off. It'll become opposite the Danbury bench. Grade still discussing the call with the linesman. Believes he had it still within the blue. Doesn't matter. We play on. And Danbury has won the draw. Nolan intercepts it, though, at the red line. Schmidt will dump it in. No offsides here. DeSalvo slows it up behind the net for McDonald. Over on the far side wall. Backhanded out there by Adamo Aslan. Well, the River Dragons look to play it up to the neutral zone. Anderson has the red line and will backhand it in for Columbus as the Dragons change behind this. Daniluk with this puck. from behind his own net on the far circle. Plays it well up ahead, misses a couple of different hat-trick sticks, and hits Vanelli instead. Vanelli moves it, right circle, MJ Graham in over the line, sticked away by DeSalvo, and he clears his own rebound. Grant Mentis trying to filter that through to Underwood. Ruiz read it the whole way, and he plays it back down. Carter racing after it. Johnny Ruiz just a stride behind him. Vanelli with it in the near corner in his own end. Gets it up ahead to MJ Graham. He gets the wheels turning. 3-on-2 as he hits the line. Grant Mentis driving the net. Tried to run a little bit of a screen there. Puck went behind him. Never found its way to Underwood. Now Levesque gets it over left wing side to Mealy, trying to go back for Levesque, and Underwood's back check took that opportunity away. Grant Mentis, nice job pulling the puck away from one. Gets away from a second. Found an angle on Brown, but Brown's long reach got his stick in the shooting lane there as it goes up into the netting and out of play. 17:15 left to go here in the third, and it is 2-0 in favor of the Hat-Tricks. Face-off coming to the left of DeSalvo. Bersani against Corey Anderson. Bersani wins it clean, right point. White fires, blockered away, rebound high in the air, and on the far circle, collected by Lazaro. Gallagher with it from behind his own net. Takes a check from Bersani. Able to get it, though, to Corey Anderson. He will just send it out to center. Oslunch racing after this. Ojic's got some speed. Cosentino comes out to the slot and plays that one into the neutral zone. White is tied up. Corey Anderson dumps it. Didn't have the red line, but Cosentino came out of his net to play it. That negates it. Ojic takes it away from Oslunch in the corner. Ojic trying to move it to the middle, and Petrantonio reads that and skates away with some speed. Petrantonio, left wing side, uses the referee as a bit of a pick to get some space. Rimmed around, underneath the net for Doe, to the middle. Bersani bodies it down, backhand effort. He's hauled down, and a penalty coming up out of this as Bersani had a chance to tap in home. It was just wrestled down to the ice by Kodiak White Duck. Good tackle, prevents him from getting to the goal line, but it will result in a power play for the Dragons, their fifth of the night. Fans, Fort Benning Harley-Davidson and the Columbus River Dragons have teamed up for a $50K giveaway at a River Dragons hockey game this season. Simply text FBWIN to 55678 before March 13th to be entered for a chance to shoot from center ice and win $50,000. For full rules and contest details, stop into Fort Benning Harley-Davidson on Williams Road or visit FortBenningHD.com. $50,000 could be yours this season, but only if you text to enter now. That's FBWIN to 55678. Good luck. MJ Graham, Johnny Ruiz on this draw. Dropped unfairly, they say. And so we will do it again. And they'll probably end up just holding the clock as a second and a half ran off of it. The face off to the right of DeSalvo. Oh, no, they are going to reset it, so it goes back to 16:29, and there's 2 minutes back on the board to Kodiak White Duck. 2 minutes for holding. Here we go. Ruiz and MJ in on this draw. Puck is down. Ruiz wins it clean into the corner. Brown sends it around the boards, and Mealy will slap at the length of the ice, and Georgia power play will start for the Dragons in their own zone. Brad Nolan able to find that puck away from the body. And the Dragons, they can have numbers if they can get around a man, but Mealy, good job holding up Graham in the neutral zone, stifled his momentum. Found by Mealy away from Grant Mentis and dumped down again.
He receives 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time and penalty.
Cosentino slows it up behind his own net. And Jake Grade will have it here for the Dragons. Moves it up ahead for Nolan on the left wing side. Nolan pass across to MJ Graham. Found the angle on Atwell. Save made DeSalvo, and he spills the rebound in front of him, but he covers it up for the whistle. 15:51 now to go here in the third. 2-0 in favor of the Hat-Tricks. Dragons on their fifth power play of the night, trying to find the back of the net for the first time. Danbury penalty kill, the defense, and Peter DeSalvo have been nothing short of incredible so far this weekend. Bersani and Corey Anderson on the straw. Bersani bullies his way to a win. Doe gets it back to White. Now back for Doe at the right circle. For White, high slot. Pulls the trigger and scores! Ian White blasts that one off the near post and in. Great screen set by Bersani. And the River Dragons have a power play goal. It's 2-1. Well, Ian White must have seen something on film Because after he was denied multiple times in high-grade scoring chances from DeSalvo, this one took his time, found his spot, and ripped it posting in for his 4th goal on the year. Ian White has cut the lead in half, 2-1. A power play tally for the Dragons. Makes them 1 for 5 on the Georgia power play as we are back underway. Grade and Nolan play a little catch in their own end. Let's see if the River Dragons skates start to feel a little lighter. This one dumped down into the zone, rolls its way towards DeSalvo, who will cover that one up. Face-off will come to the right of DeSalvo. Riley and McDonald have some words for each other as they skate to their respective positions. Dalton Anderson against Giseau on this draw. Anderson won it, but Kuznetsov was a little too eager. He had good wing anticipation, but was moving into the circle before that puck was dropped. And that will get his centerman waved. And in will come Giseau. Giseau was the one in there, but whatever. He wins it back. DeSalvo knocks it away. Anderson trying to tie up with a man in the corner. It's loose at the near wall, and Kuznetsov taking some abuse, works it back to McDonald. McDonald over to Daniluk. Daniluk, right point. Grade fires a shot. That one blocked by Daniluk. Another effort. Armstrong, another block. Daniluk. Grade fires one, deflected off the stick. Kuznetsov finds it. Cross ice feed. Breakaway the other way. Brett Jackson. Jackson backhand deep. Great save. Cosentino. Penalty coming up, and it's a penalty shot. Jake Grade is furious, gets right at the referee. And for the first time this season, the River Dragons have to defend against a penalty shot. 15:01 to go here in the third. Brett Jackson against Mike Cosentino. A great feed from Kuznetsov to find him. He was putting his arm up the whole way, thinking his teammate had it. Believe they're going to call slashing on this penalty shot attempt. It will not result in a 2-minute penalty. And here it is, a one-on-one chance for Jackson to try and give Danbury a 2-goal lead again. The left-hander out of Larchmont, New York, skates with medium speed over the right circle, now trending towards the middle. Deeks cuts back to the forehand, off the side of the net. He had Cosentino down, couldn't lift the puck. Cosentino was able to run him out of room. Penalty shot unsuccessful. And the Dragons still only trail by 1. 15:01 to go in the third. The face-off will come to Cosentino's left. He is set up to the right. And now he and the rest of the Danbury hat-tricks will realize it. The River Dragons had realized left. And now Daniluk's pointing over to that side. The referees shoo everybody back over to the near side of the ice. At a certain point, that almost looked like herding cats. False drop. Grant Mentis encroached in. Centermen stay in, though. Tied up amongst the feet, and Vanelli works it back to Carter. Now gives it back to Vanelli on the near side corner. Under 15 minutes left to go here in the third. Still 2-1 in favor of Danbury. Grant Mentis for Underwood. This one tied up, and Jackson has it in his own zone, playing it ahead. Here's Giseau, wanting to come in over the line, didn't have the angle, drops it back for Daniluk, and he'll just chip it into the zone. Carter with it, far corner, he takes a check, leaves the puck for a teammate. Flipped out by Underwood, trying to hit Grant Mentis. It drops back for Underwood. And now he will just shoot it in. Right point. That one kicked into the zone by Vanelli. Daniluk will clear it over to the near wing. Kuznetsov turned over by Grant Mentis. He hits MJ Graham. His shot sticked away by DeSalvo over the far corner. Grant Mentis trying to hold this puck up while waiting for reinforcements. River Dragons in the middle of a change. Pass over now to the near corner. Bersani finishes his check on Daniluk. Kuznetsov slaps it down ice. It was on net. Cosentino had to make the save. River Dragons were looking for the icing call or maybe a high stick. Really just a heck of a hand-eye coordination bit right there from Kuznetsov. Gallagher chips this one ahead. Ozelinch at his own blue line had it knocked back towards him. Now he feeds over to Bersani. Bersani left wing gets this one in over the line. Now look out, DeSalvo had to read that one off the corner boards awkwardly to Petrantonio, tried to play it across the crease as DeSalvo was coming back in, but it missed everything. Ozelinch fires, that one blocked by a Danbury body. Gallagher in the corner with it. Doe finishes off his check as Gallagher dumps this one down. The spinning puck will not have the legs for icing as Ian White has it far circle. 13:20 left to go here in the third. River Dragons trail by 1 here in Danbury. Doe dumps this one down, icing on. They wave it off as they say Bersani won that race to the hash marks, but Atwell touched it first. Ojic has it on the near side circle. Bersani gives him a check as he feeds it over the far circle for Atwell. This one flips off the glass, out of play. And we get immediate timeout off the deflection. No penalty, but an offensive zone draw coming up. 13:01 left to go in the third. 2-1 hat-tricks on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
We are back here at the Danbury Ice Arena. 13:01 left to go in the third. River Dragons trail 2-1. They have the game's most recent goal. Official scoring on that 4:19 mark. Hunter Bersani, they say, got a tip on it. Bersani from White and Petrantonio. That makes the game 2-1. Under 13 to play here in the third. Armstrong racing after this puck. He gets in front of Anderson, trying to push it farther into the zone. Atwell stays in front of Riley with this. On the far circle, Corey Anderson finds a loose puck. Nolan intercepts, but he's outside of the zone. Can't move it any farther. Kodiak White Duck takes it away from him, hits Anderson on the backhand. He takes it off the wall. Anderson's shot and rippled the outside of the net. A few here in Danbury thought that one was in. Riley deflects one down ice. DeSalvo comes all the way out to the hash marks to play it in his own slot. He'll flip it down the length of the ice. Ojic racing after this. It doesn't have the legs for icing. Vanelli was in front of Ojic, though. Nolan. Far corner, over for Vanelli. Moves this one up. MJ Graham off the wall. Grant Mentis will have it here. River Dragons had numbers, but then Danbury changed and got defensive posture back. Riley shoots. Pad save made. Graham the reach. Didn't have it. Firing a shot just wide. Vanelli as he missed past the blocker hand of DeSalvo. Back the other way comes Gisso. Carter tried to stand him up and blow him up for a hit, but Gisso dodged out of the way and gave up the puck in the process. MJ Graham, far side wall, knocked down at the red line by Lazaro. He'll play that one in. Underwood gave him a check at the end of that one. Grant Mentis, a little bit of a dangerous pass across the face of his own goal to Vanelli. Now Danbury's able to hold it in. Here's Kuznetsov at the left wing circle. Lazaro heads off for a change. He looks a little worse for wear after that Underwood hit. Shot coming to the middle. That one blocked away, and the backhand gets steered wide over to the far, near corner. Carter had his pocket picked. Look out, here's Jackson. Jackson trying to go to the middle. A penalty coming up here against Columbus is behind the play. Kuznetsov is down, and he heads off towards his bench. He'll pick up his stick on the way there. Columbus touched the puck in the zone quickly after the penalty, and interference is the signal given. Kirk Underwood will be the guilty party. 11:19 to go here in the third.
Fans, get ready for the
And the Dragons head to the Houston Clinic penalty kill for the first time tonight. Houston Clinic helping the River Dragons get back to full strength. Face-off coming to the left of Cosentino. Petrantonio against Ruiz. Centerman tie up on that. Ruiz kicked it to himself underneath the goal line. He'll move it up the wall, near side, held in at the right point by Lazaro. Over to left point, Gallagher. Gallagher takes a shoulder check, still held in along the blue, but the momentum takes Tom Mealy out of the zone. Now Mealy and the rest of Hat-Tricks regroup. Easy dump in there, goes off the glass from White, and the Hat-Tricks have it back at the red line. Ruiz, nice sidestep around Ozelinch, trying to play it to the middle, and Doe knocked it away before it got to Levesque, and Petrantonio shoots that down the length of the ice. 30 seconds already gone as Houston Clinic penalty kill, 10:45 to go in the third. It's 2-1 Danbury, third one of the night. For the River Dragons, they're 2 for 2 previous, killing these things off.
Columbus River Dragons penalty.
Lazaro, left wing side, moves it up, now sends it around the boards, far corner. Levesque let it go by him. Mealy to the top for Gallagher, now back to Mealy at the right wing circle. Mealy waits, looks for an opening, nothing there as he's at the hash marks, just handling the puck. Gallagher right point, over to the left point, Lazaro, he has to take it off the wall. Riley was racing after it, but Lazaro had a good stick to it, keeps it in. Mealy being bodied by Ozelinch, this over the left shoulder of Cosentino, picking it off feet. White turned over and they score. Nicola Levesque finds a second. Tough to tell from our angle what exactly happened there. Ozelinch was bodied up with Mealy, and before you knew it, that puck had gone out towards the front of the net. Nicola Levesque waiting for it and able to tap it home. A power play goal for the Hat-Tricks. River Dragons 2 for 3 now on the Houston Clinic penalty kill. Levesque, his second of the night, and it restores Danbury's 2-goal lead with 10:04 to go in the third. Back underway, Atwell plays it into the Columbus zone. Ojic dumps it down deeper. Underwood finds this puck, backhand, trying to send it around. Anderson can't hold at the right point. It's a delayed offsides against the Rabbits. Behind the net, Nolan and Grade play a little catch. Now Grade works this up ahead for Grant Mentis. Off the backhand for him, he couldn't resettle it. And now it'll be dumped in, delayed offsides Hat-Tricks. Here comes Columbus again. Underwood through the middle, a drop back for Grant Mentis, trying to get it back to Underwood. He had overskated it, and here's Brown for Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov 3-on-2, bunched up to the left wing side. Kuznetsov turns, fires, save made by Cosentino. Rebound spills out to the slot, and Jussot dangling through a couple of bodies. He's got it at the half wall. Jussot with Nolan all over him. Nolan gives him a check, but it's still in the zone. White duck back for Jussot. Forehand to backhand deke. Now takes it behind the net, trying to go to the left circle. That one knocked away. Pass over to the near side wall. Nobody home in a black jersey. And here comes Grant Mentis. Grant Mentis on the backhand. Couldn't get through a Rabbit and his own teammate Underwood as he was trying to head off for a change. And now Jussot's over the line at the left point. Check laid on there by Carter as the River Dragons take control with Austin Doe. He's immediately bodied up though. And it's a tied up scrum in this right wing circle for Danbury. Bersani sends this one around with some frustration. Carter moves it over the right wing side for Petrantonio. Petrantonio at the red line. Nice pass into some space. Finds Bersani. He dodges a hit. Played it to the right circle. Too far for Petrantonio. Lazaro's able to get it out. Now here's Jackson, in over the line. Good hip check laid into Vanelli. Slowed up his momentum. Behind the net it goes. Bersani cancels out a man, and Austin Doe will have it on the near corner. 8:10 left to go here in the third. Dragons trail by 2. Carter in over the line to Petrantonio. Kicks it to his stick, and a stick save made off the quick shot from the captain. Carter gets tied up. Near side boards. Daniluk boxes out Doe. He sends it down the length of the ice. Won't have the legs for icing. No, it will, as it just crosses the red line, goal line that is. And White won the race, and we get a media timeout. 7:52 to go in the third. Dragons trail it by 2 here on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Vectorply is a world leader in development, manufacturing, and distribution of composite reinforcement materials for any and all projects you might have. Headquartered right here in Phoenix City, Vectorply prides itself on providing superior and timely customer service for all their customers' inquiries. No project is too big or too small for Vectorply. For more information on what they can do for you and your project, visit Vectorply.com. That's VECTORPLY.com. And get started on your next big project today.
We are back here at the Danbury Ice Arena. 7:52 to go in the third. Dragons trail it 3-1. Raise the bar with the next generation of light beer. Flight by Yuengling is easy drinking, clean, crisp, and refreshing. Flight is only 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, and 4.2 alcohol by volume. Sold wherever beer is sold. Flight by Yuengling, the official light beer partner of your Columbus River Dragons. Face-off coming to the left of DeSalvo. It'll be Riley against Ruiz on the draw. Once we get through a message, Nick Niedert one of the taped messages from the Danbury Arena Ring of Honor honorees. And it's gone a little longer than the media timeout, as out of the players are now watching what Nick Neidert has to say up on the board. No disrespect to Nick Neidert at all. We love him here on the network. But did anybody tell him 30 to 45 seconds at maximum? That's what the media timeouts were this season? I don't know. But he finishes up and gets a huge round of applause here in the arena. A Danbury hockey player 3 times over with the Whalers, Titans, and hat-tricks. Columbus wins the offensive zone draw. Ian White at the right point. DeSalvo came out of his net to stick that away from a scrum between Riley and Daniel. Now Armstrong in the corner, trying to work it up the wall. Levesque can't get it out. Center point held in by White. Ozelinch, left point, takes his time, rims it around the wall. Now to the right wing circle. Anderson tries to pick it off the wall. Riley offered a body at it. Nothing doing there. White, great skate right there. Keeps it in at the right point, and a second effort gets away from him and goes out towards center. Here's Levesque on hat-trick watch. Left circle, a shot, and a save made right there by Cosentino. Keeps that one on the chest before it gets to the ice. 7:19 left to go here in the third. Dragons trail it 3-1.
After the game, that's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Also, those Trasher hat-tricks jerseys.
Face-off coming to the right of Cosentino.
The DASH website.
Bersani to take this draw against Anderson.
The proceeds go to the Teddy Balkan Foundation.
Bersani wins it. Nolan sends it around. Austin Doe with it on the near corner. Doe takes a check, picked out of his feet there by Ojic. Ojic to White Duck, trying to work into the middle. Grade was there, Johnny on the spot. Now plays it over to Petre Antonio. Tries to get this one out to the red line. He succeeds, but Corey Anderson dumps it right back in. Jake Grade tries to move around a man. A backhand from the near side to the far side. Ojic is hammered into the boards by Nolan. Those two tie up. Now rubbing shoulders is White Duck and Grade to the top. Chance there for Anderson, blocked by Doe. Rebound goes loose, and Nolan's pass too far for Petre Antonio. Down the ice, slowed up at the goal line by DeSalvo. Nolan sticks it out of the air. His shot knocked away as he was checked by White Duck. Corey Anderson moves this from behind his own net up to Atwell, and he'll dump it in left wing side from the red line. Vanelli has it, far side circle. Off the wall for Carter with rink wide pass. Here's MJ Graham. Graham fires a shot right circle, save made to Salvo. Atwell finds the rebound. MJ trying to tie him up. Brett Jackson also involved with MJ Graham. On the top of the circles, it's picked up, stick lifted. Grant Mentis a drive, great glove save to Salvo. That puck was on a tee for Marquise Grant Mentis, and Peter DeSalvo absolutely robs him with the glove hand. You talk about running into a hot netminder. That is what the River Dragons have done against Peter DeSalvo. 6 minutes to go in the third. 3-1 the score. After saves like that, you've really got to wonder, as a River Dragons shooter, any sort of offensive-minded player, how in the world do you find the back of the net on this guy? Riley from behind the net. He gets tied up, moves it to the left point, off the wall for Carter. Riley tries to kick it to his stick, a little too hard, but he gets it right back as he's able to turn over Gallagher. Plays it behind the net. First on it there is Lazaro. He takes a check from Underwood. Down the ice it goes to the red line, Vanelli. Now Riley tries to flip this one from center ice. Bounced around some bodies. It's on the stick of Tom Mealy. He takes it back into his own zone for a little bit of support. Sauce pass over to the far circle. Now going back near side with it. Lazaro trying to go back for Mealy. Grant Mentis read it as the geometry was wrong. Grant Mentis trying to use a man as a screen as he works over the right side circle. Played that one down deeper. Riley had his stick lifted. He's still fighting after the puck. Bersani gives a check to Mealy just as he gets it out of the zone. Riley drops it back here for Vanelli. Now to the left circle. Dumped in by Carter. He hit Gallagher with it. Bersani trying to race after to it, but Gallagher got there first. Mealy from the red line dumps this one in. 5 minutes left to go here in the third. Dragons trail it by 2. Ian White skates this one up ahead. Petre Antonio over the red line, chipped it towards net, and that one gloved there by DeSalvo, and we get a media timeout. 4:48 to go in the third. 3-1. Dragons trail the rest of regulation after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
Welcome back into the Danbury Ice Arena. River Dragons trail 3-1 with 4:48 to go. Striving to create dining excellence through unequivocal passion, humility, and class, Trevioli Italian Kitchen is the River Dragons' favorite spot for quality Italian food in the Chattahoochee Valley. Go see our friends Trevor and Brandy at the 7466 Blackman Road location. You can call ahead seating at 706-580-8136. Trevioli Italian Kitchen on Blackman Road. Danbury wins the defensive zone draw. Atwell ahead for Ojic. He's trying to go in on a breakaway. Can't get around Petrantonio, though. And the puck goes free here for Ian White. White with some space ahead. Now a pass to the right wing side for Doe. Doe spins around at the hash marks. Back for White. Fires and scores! That one belongs to Ian White. He finds the top right corner. 4:27 to go in the third. And the Dragons are back within one. Ian White has become more and more comfortable in an offensive defenseman role, finding some space from the point he occupies, finding the soft spots in defense, and this time it ends up being a little give and go with Austin Doe. And White took his time, picked the top right corner, and we are back in a one-goal hockey game on Ian White's still first of the game, fourth of the year. This one should certainly belong to him after Hunter Bersani got the tip on the first goal of the game earlier in the third. 3-2, we're back underway with 4 minutes, 22 to go in the third. Anderson from the red line. That's Kuznetsov for Danbury. He dumps it in. Shot coming in from the right circle. Now Gisso lets one go. And a glove save made there by Cosentino as he holds on. 4:10 left to go here in the third. It's a 3-2 game in favor of Danbury. For those of you keeping score with us at home, Nicola Levesque from Tom Mealy at the 9:56 mark made it 3-1. And then Ian White, they say Bersani and Petrantonio. I think that might actually be Doe. But either way, White's goal makes it 3-2. Now here's Jack Riley with some speed. Left wing fire save made DeSalvo as he kicks that one to the right wing circle. White can't hold in, right point. Just so gets around him, but White, good stick to lift and pickpocket him. Into the Columbus zone it goes. Danbury's in the midst of a change, so Oslin just got this one for free on the far circle. 3:45 left to go here in the third. Grade on the far circle in his own end. Grant Mentis gets a touch onto this, pops it in to the River Dragon zone. Gallagher tries to flip this around. Nolan, right circle, left circle with it. Graham a chance, and he rings the outside of the cage. MJ Graham still with it, right wing corner. Back up to the top for Nolan. Nolan fires, blocked by Mealy. Nolan holds it in, half wall, MJ Graham. Lazaro tying him up for some space, rimmed around behind the net. Gallagher has it go high off the glass, still in play, and Levesque's cross-ice chip gets it out. Nolan with it at his own blue line. Just over 3 minutes to go here in the third. Dragons trail by one, but are now pressing, looking for that equalizer. Grant Mentis had it tied up in feet, chips it into the zone. Lazaro first on at their top of the circles, quickly sends it back out. White Duck has the red line and shoots it down the rest of the length. Carter slows it up behind the net for Vanelli. Up the wall, near side here. Grant Mentis feeds MJ Graham ahead. MJ Graham, double teamed hit there at the left point. Was in the zone for a moment, then leaked out. Bersani gives it over to Vanelli. River Dragons trying to finish up a change behind this. Vanelli, a backhand flip into the zone. Brown with Petrantonio trying to tie him up. Petrantonio fishes it out. Carter to Grant Mentis. He tried to tee one up and it hit the heel of his stick. Atwell with this puck. Left wing side. Atwell trying to chip around a man. And goes down into the corner. Carter steps in front of Kuznetsov. It's a 2-on-2 battle over the right shoulder of Cosentino. 2 minutes 10 left to go here in the third. 3-2. Dragons are trailing, trying to get out of their own zone right now. Under 2 minutes now as the River Dragons have just gotten out of that scrum. Grant Mentis dropped it back for Vanelli. He heads off for a change. Here's Bersani over the red line. This one dumped in. DeSalvo slows it up. Gallagher rims it around. White holds in at the right point. He's tied up there. Still in feet. Him and Jackson going at it. Now I think it's in the pants of one of the players, because nobody knows where it went. And it's now produced, and it'll be an offensive zone draw coming up for Columbus. 1:36 to go in the third. Cosentino is heading to the bench. This should be 6-on-5 for the Dragons. I think we're going to get a timeout called out of this, though. A lot of stirring and commotion at the Columbus bench. And there it is officially. Timeout, Columbus. 1:36 to go in the third. Dragons trail 3-2. Ian White, his first goal of the game. He had a chance at a 2-goal game, but Hunter Bersani's deflection on the power play earlier in this period made it 2-1 at the time. So White, a multi-point night, a goal and an assist. And that's how we sit at 3-2 right now. River Dragons need one more to find an equalizer. As if one goal horn wasn't enough. I don't know what all that was about as the timeout hit. And very stop-start on whatever horn that was on the opposite side of the arena. A face-off will come to the left of DeSalvo. Net is empty. Down at the other end of the ice for the Dragons, it's 6-on-5. Underwood's the extra man on the Bersani unit with White and Vanelli on the back end. Tied up, Bersani wins it clean. Doe in the corner, one-timer, Underwood, glove save. Oh, and the rebound spilled away from DeSalvo. The referee did not see it. We'll get another offensive zone draw coming up to DeSalvo's left. The only really good thing you could say about that as a Dragons fan is Hat-Tricks were looking to take possession of that puck and shoot it down the length. So they'll take the offensive zone draw and the ice territory, if you will, out of it. 90 seconds now left to go in the third. Ruiz and Bersani in on this draw. Ruiz ordered to square up. Bersani wins it clean. White fires. Oh, just high over the bar. Hits the glass behind DeSalvo. Vanelli with it to Petrantonio. Left wing circle. Levesque trying to get it out. Great hold by Vanelli. Underwood fires just wide of the glove hand. Over to the far side wall. Mealy slaps this one down towards net. He scores. It's about a 160-foot dump down from Tom Mealy, and he put it right on the button. 4-2. Hat-Tricks in line to win the weekend and take another 3 points here tonight. And depending on how action goes elsewhere in the league, might have clinched a playoff spot here tonight. Ruiz and Grant Mentis in on the draw. Ruiz wins it over to Levesque at the red line. Ruiz will walk this one in, fires a shot. And that one came up on edge on him as he sends it straight into the netting and out of play. 1:06 left to go here in the third. Dragons outshooting the Hat-Tricks 37-26. With the Hat-Tricks in front, 4-2 is 66 seconds remaining in the contest. Ruiz wins this one. Back to the right point. It's Brown. Into the corner. Ian White. Slap pass up ahead for Grant Mentis. Couldn't catch it, but he got a touch on it to negate icing. Grant Mentis trying to put a hit onto Atwell. Neely has it. Another empty net as Cosentino has gone to the bench. 6-on-5 for 45 seconds left to go in the third. White on the near circle. Gets it over to MJ Graham. He dumps that one in from the red line. DeSalvo slows it up side of the net. Atwell from his own goal line. White holds in at the left point. No, it got around him as Levesque gave him a check. Vanelli at his own blue line to Graham. Tried to bring it back. Oh, offsides as Anderson rushed in with some speed. Somebody, I don't know if it was Riley or Grant Mentis, didn't have their feet on the blue and prevents that chance with 27.1 left to go in the third. That would have been a Hail Mary prayer and a half right there if Anderson would have been allowed to come in and score with the amount of time left to get it back to a one-goal game. But the offside call and seemingly more and more like a formality. Anderson off the draw will chip that one down ice. Not enough for icing. Vanelli will have it far corner in his own end. Empty net Columbus in that zone to our right. As White gets it up to Graham, and the River Dragons play it up to the Danbury Blue. Gallagher knocks it away. Vanelli off the wall. Corey Anderson finds it, fires, and just sent that wide. Had to go through 3 different River Dragons to try and find the net. Another effort towards the empty net, blocked away. 2 seconds and 1. Slap down the length. Oh, and Vanelli ends up hitting Gallagher with it. He'll take the block shot, and that'll do it for tonight's game. There's a bit of commotion off of that slap shot, and I think Gallagher is actually trying to calm down the tension there as he was attempting to reach out to Vanelli, but the teams have a little bit of a stare down. There's some words being said, and some I'll see ya on Sunday nights. 7 p.m. puck drop here at the Danbury Ice Arena. We'll carry that game for you on the YouTube page and on the radio stations as well. But as the River Dragons head off, Danbury will celebrate with their crowd. 4-2 winners here on a Saturday night. Let's take a break. When we come back, Chad Abruzzi postgame show up next. Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
An injury can be a game changer. That's why Houston Sports Medicine Team provides urgent ortho care, Saturday morning injury clinics during hockey season, and an emergency room at Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. An injury can be a game changer, and immediate evaluation and care can be a game changer too. For more information, go to Houston.com or call 706-324-6661.
Welcome to the Chad Abruzzi. That's right, the Chad Abruzzi Southern Brew House is the official post-game hangout of the Columbus River Dragons, serving their exclusive River Dragon Red Ale on all game nights, located just 1.5 miles from the Civic Center at 1301 6th Avenue. There's no excuse not to get out with some friends and enjoy the night with some quality craft brews. Chad Abruzzi Southern Brew House is locally and veteran-owned and offers live music from 6 to 10 on Friday and Saturday nights. Make sure to follow them on social media for all the latest events.
The King Claw is one of the most popular destinations for seafood enthusiasts. King Claw is inspired by the Viet Cajun elegance of boil and bag seafood that holds all the juicy flavor of the ocean. Then we add our very own unique mixture of the best spices that take the taste to another level. We can confirm that you won't find our flavor anywhere else. We collect the freshest seafood, prepare them as you order, and we encourage you to grab your hand in the bag to enjoy the heavenly taste of our signature seafood combinations. We believe that having quality and fresh foods with friends and family is the best feeling in the world. Come, open up a bag and enjoy the best seafood in town where the ultimate juiciness waits for you. Call 706-507-3845 to order.
It's time for the Chad Abruzzi postgame show on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Tonight's show is brought to you by Cypress Partners, Podcast 706, Chad Abruzzi's Southern Brew House, The Jersey Shop, BioLife Plasma, and PMB Broadcasting. Now with a recap of tonight's action, here's Zach DeBozart.
Before we go any farther in the Chad Abruzzi postgame show, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network. Welcome into the Chad Abruzzi postgame show here live from the Danbury Ice Arena. Another tough one for the River Dragons to swallow, this time losing by a score of 4-2, though you could see the team had played better in tonight's game as opposed to Friday's. Some late life once again, bringing it back to within 1 goal, not once, but twice. Hunter Bersani, a deflection off an Ian White shot, and then Ian White driving to the net, finding the back on the top right corner. However, never brought it back to an even game after Danbury had taken the lead in the first. Always playing from behind, not one of the strong suits of the Columbus River Dragons this season. And you just have to wonder what exactly went wrong in this one tonight. Yesterday it was sort of easy to point at some of the defensive lapses and obviously the 2 goals in 12 seconds. Here it just felt like this was one that the Danbury defense, and especially Pete DeSalvo, probably get a ton of credit for. We've been seeing it across the last 2 games. The defensemen get right into the face of the offensive players, for the Dragons. And with that, do not allow that time and space that perhaps the Dragons are used to or maybe need to set up the system how they like, and perhaps getting them off their game enough to keep them frustrated. And with an energy and an atmosphere like you had tonight, Danbury most definitely had a home ice advantage, and they spurred that all the way to a win and potentially a berth in the 2022 Commissioners Cup playoffs. We'll see if they clinch a little bit later on in the Chattahoochee postgame show. So right now, the third period started up with the River Dragons goal. Hunter Bersani, that tip in on the power play from an Ian White shot. It was answered then on a power play goal of their own from Nicola Levesque. Tom Mealy was able to just kick one out to the center in the middle of a scrum from behind the net, and before anybody realized that Levesque had tapped in his second of the night, he was definitely one of the stars for the hat-tricks in tonight's game. Columbus would get another goal on the board. That was Ian White's drive to the net, firing at top right corner with about 4.5 minutes left to go in the third, but ultimately it was for naught as Tom Mealy sent one in from the far side circle in his own end, about 150, 160 feet, whatever you want to call it, and it was money right in the middle of the back of the net for the empty net goal. 4-2, hat-tricks with the win here on a Saturday night. They have 6 points so far out of the weekend. Dragons have 3 more to contest. With this, the Dragons' clinching scenarios for playoffs this weekend are out the window. They will now look to next weekend against the Carolina Thunderbirds and how they can go about getting that X next to their name. What will make it easier is obviously taking some points and maybe a win out of Danbury on Sunday night. We'll talk about more on that on the Chattahoochee postgame show later on. Dragons were 1 for 5 on the Georgia power play and 2 for 3 on the Houston Clinic penalty kill. Both power play goals for their respective teams coming in that third period of play. Let's take a break. When we come back, Chattahoochee postgame show rolls on to look around the league after this on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
In screen printing, embroidery, direct-to-garment printing, and vinyl heat-pressed lettering and numbering. We provide custom t-shirts for any occasion, reunions, parties, you name it. We have a graphic designer on staff to help create the logos or graphics necessary to make your shirts unique. Here we pride ourselves in being able to deliver orders of any size at low competitive cost with no minimum quantity required to order. That's why the River Dragons trust us for all their uniform needs. Call the Jersey Shop in Columbus today, 706-565-4242.
Today, more than ever, you can rely on the trustworthy technicians at Midas for your car's needs. From scheduled maintenance to brake repairs to oil changes, suspension work, and more. Our technicians are known for their work and their word that your car will be fixed in the best way possible. Stop in your neighborhood Midas today with 2 locations in Columbus. At the corner of 13th Street and Veterans, just up the road from the Columbus Civic Center, and the other off Manchester Expressway. Midas Total Car Care. Proud sponsors of the River Dragons. Trust the Midas touch.
Before you know it, the weather will get warmer and baseball will be right around the corner. So book your summer weekends early by purchasing a Flight Club membership with the Columbus Chattahoots. Flight Club members receive tickets to every home game at Golden Park as the Hoots try and go back to the championship series in 2022. Plus, more awesome perks for all of our members. Visit GoHoots.com to get started on securing your membership for the 2022 Sun Belt Baseball League season, or call the offices at 706-507-4625.
We are back here at the Danbury Ice Arena. River Dragons fall by a score of 4-2. To stay up to date with everything Columbus River Dragons, follow us on social media, _River Dragons, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as on the YouTube page, Columbus River Dragons. I'm Zach DeBozart, Chattahoochee postgame show after the River Dragons fall 4-2 to the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Time to take a look around the FPHL, brought to you by Zelmo Zip-In. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions. Guess we're going to have to take this on air here. How are we doing, everybody? We lost the Danbury camera feed, so we're going to be back here with this. Problem is I'm going to have to look down right here for just a brief second, so apologies as I go ahead and queue up our score lines from around the FPHL. We already know Carolina defeated Port Huron by a score of 2-1. That evens up that 3-game series with the third and final game being played on Sunday, 3 o'clock at McMorran Arena. 2-1, Thunderbirds took the win. Jarrett Meyer had a goal and an assist in that one. And it was a bit of a bloodbath in Binghamton. 9-3, Black Bears end up defeating the Thunder. And with that win means the Thunder take 0 points out of tonight. The Hat-Tricks taking 3 points. That is a 6-point swing for them in their magic number. We can safely say you can put that X next to Danbury's name. We'll do the math during the break just to further articulate it. But when we came into this game, the magic number for the Dragons was 9 between them and Delaware. For the Hat-Tricks, it was around 5. Because the same amount of games are not being played between the Hat-Tricks and Thunder, it was tough to calculate exactly, but it was somewhere around 5. With a 6-point swing here, we're pretty confident, and we will confirm it at the break. But the Danbury Hat-Tricks appear to have clinched their spot in the 2022 Commissioner's Cup playoffs as well. River Dragons do not have a clinching scenario for the rest of this weekend. They will now look ahead to the Carolina series and see how the math and numbers fall out in their way, how they might be able to clinch that particular X by their name. That's Around the FPHL, brought to you by Zelmo Zip-In. Zelmo's, fueling life's passions. I have to bend down real quick just one more time to let you know about the SPHL, the Southern Hockey Scoreboard. Birmingham 5, Macon 3. That one is a final. Pensacola overtime winners over the Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs by a score of 4-3. 4 minutes left to go in the third. Knoxville up 3-2 on Fayetteville. Evansville 2-1 over Quad City with 17 minutes and some change left in the third. And late stages of the second, Peoria up 3-1 over Vermilion County. The Huntsville Havoc were off tonight. They host Birmingham tomorrow at 6 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Central. That's the Southern Hockey Scoreboard. Let's take another break. When we come back, we conclude tonight's Chattahoochee postgame show with a look ahead to Sunday night against the Danbury Hat-Tricks on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
Welcome to the Chattahoochee. That's right, the Chattahoochee Southern Brewhouse is the official post-game hangout of the Columbus River Dragons, serving their exclusive River Dragon Red Ale on all game nights, located just a mile and a half from the Civic Center at 1301 6th Avenue. There's no excuse not to get out with some friends and enjoy the night with some quality craft brews. Chattahoochee Southern Brewhouse is locally and veteran-owned and offers live music from 6 to 10 on Friday and Saturday nights. Make sure to follow them on social media for all the latest events.
Hey, Columbus, have you heard of BioLife Plasma Services? It adds up. Here's how. The cash you'll earn for your time donating plasma at BioLife adds up for the things you want, and your plasma donations can add up over time to create life-changing medicine for people with rare diseases. Stop in and check us out at our new Columbus BioLife location. New donors can earn up to $300 in their first 5 plasma donations at BioLife. Visit biolifeaddsup.com to schedule an appointment today.
Prepare yourself for an unparalleled golfing experience. Co-designed by Columbus resident and 1987 Masters winner Larry Mize, Maple Ridge Golf Course is a pleasure for golfers of any skill level to play. Test your accuracy with our fairways, water hazards, and sand traps. We have everything you need to challenge yourself and improve your game. Memberships available year-round by calling 706-569-0966 or book a tee time by visiting golfmapleridge.com. Looking to bring the whole crew out to a game? Group nights are for you. Groups of 10 or more get special ticket pricing and exclusive merchandise and experience add-ons that will make your game at the Civic Center a night to remember. For more information on group rates and packages, visit ourdragons.com/tickets or call our ticketing manager at 706-940-0476. Ask about all the great perks we can provide your group. Work friends, family functions, there's no group too big for us to handle, but it starts by visiting ourdragons.com/tickets.
Back here one final time on the Chattahoochee postgame show. River Dragons fall 4-2 to the Danbury Hat-Tricks. Hat-Tricks have taken 6 points out of 6 so far this weekend, and by our math have clinched a spot in the FPHL's 2022 Commissioner's Cup playoffs. When you really break it down, trying to be very quick about this, 59 games is what the Hat-Tricks are playing. They come away with a win, so they're at 77 points. If you figure they don't take a single point through the rest of the year, that 77 number You would divide that by the 177 total, and they're sitting at a 4-3-5 in an absolute worst-case scenario. Delaware, who suffers the defeat tonight, only has 6 points with 19 games left to play. That's 57 total points. They can accrue more. So that's 63 divided by the 54 they play, which is 162 points available, actually puts them at a 3-8-9. So that does jump the Danbury Hat-Tricks for sure over the Delaware Thunder, meaning that they have an X by their name. River Dragons will have their clinching scenarios unfold again coming up the Carolina weekend. They do not have a path to clinch with Sunday's game against the Hat-Tricks, which is when we will be on the air next. A 7 p.m. puck drop here in Danbury. Yeah, a little Sunday night hockey up here in Connecticut. That means a 6:30 Fort Benning Harley-Davidson pregame show right here on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. It will not be on WTVM News Leader 9. It will be on the YouTube channel. It will be on the radio network. But a big shout out to everybody in the production studios back at WTVM. We thank you so much. It was not the smoothest thing running here. I think a lot of people in the building created some network difficulties. We were talking with the Hat-Trick staff. They were having some problems themselves. So, hey, it's a good sign when you sell out a building so hard that your network might a little bit collapse. Or maybe you need to get a stronger network. Either way, we'll maybe suggest that at the next Board of Governors meeting. But it's all fun and games. We're having a great time here in Danbury despite the unfortunate results for the River Dragons. Big shout out to everybody here in Danbury for their great hospitality so far this weekend. Big thanks to Chris Kaufman, who's been alongside, running things as best he can behind the scenes. Again, shout out to the WTVM crew back in their studios in Columbus. Elise Bradford and Allison Holiday running social media behind the scenes. And a big thanks to Mike Cosentino, who was our Inside the Lair pregame show guest. I'm Zach DeBozart, the voice of the River Dragons. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 here on the Broadcast Network. One more time, your final score. River Dragons, they fall to the Danbury Hat-Tricks by a score of 4-2. See you tomorrow on the Columbus River Dragons Broadcast Network.
You've been listening to the Chattahoochee postgame show on the River Dragons Broadcast Network. Tonight's show was brought to you by Cypress Partners, Podcast 706, Chattahoochee Southern Brew House, The Jersey Shop, BioLife Plasma, and PMB Broadcasting. All rights to this broadcast are reserved by the Columbus River Dragons and PMB Broadcasting for the private use of their audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game are expressly prohibited without the written consent of Ignite Sports and Entertainment and PMB Broadcasting. This has been a presentation of the Columbus River Dragons